Everyone, welcome back to Continental Food and Cake TV. If it's your first time here, you are highly welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make marshmallow fondant at home. As a cake maker and a cake decorator, you need a fondant that stretches. And from the shop does not stretch and doesn't taste nice, so I prefer to make my own fondant to cover cake, and these are all the ingredients I'm going to use to make the fondant. So I have one pack of the mini marshmallow that I bought from Asda. Then have the giant size of marshmallow. So if you can't find the mini size, you can buy the giant one, but you need to cut it into small pieces. The icing sugar, which I'm going to be using 4 packs, and I might not use all of them. You're going to see me as I do that. And each pack is 500 gram of it, and this is from Aldi. You can use any icing sugar you find around you. Salt to add taste. Next, I have corn syrup, which is the light one, but you can use the regular one, and I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of this, and some shortening. If you can't find shortening, you can use the regular butter. This is butter, this is shortening. These are all the ingredients I use in making my fondant or rolling icing. So let's put all the ingredients together. That's the bowl that I'm going to use to mix all the ingredients. But before that, I'm going to take the vegetable shortening. I'm going to rub it around the bowl. This is going to stop the marshmallow from sticking to it. So that's it, ready? Next, I'm going to be pouring 1 pack of the mini marshmallow into the bowl. Then with the big size of the marshmallow, I'm going to open it and cut it into small pieces. With my hand, I'm going to do that. You don't need a knife to do this. This is so soft. This is going to help it melt faster when I put it into the microwave. Because if I leave it like that, with the size, it's going to take longer to melt in the microwave. So I'm still cutting it into small pieces. One more thing, before you put this in your microwave, you have to make sure that your microwave is clean, knowing that it's a white marshmallow, so you don't want any dirt in it, you don't want any food in it, so you just want to make sure your microwave is clean. This is what the marshmallow is looking like after cutting it into small pieces. But if you can find the mini size, you can buy it. But if you can't find that, just do this. Because if you do not cut it into small pieces, it's going to take a lot of time to melt in the microwave. Next, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of water, room temperature. This is going to help it when it's melting down. Then add in half a teaspoon of salt for taste. So that's the microwave. I'm going to be putting the marshmallow into the microwave, and I'm going to on it for 1 minute. Then bring it out and stir it in. You don't want to put this for long. You want to put it for 1 minute and stir it in between. It's been 1 minute. Now I'm going to take it out from the microwave and mix it or stir it in. You really need to mix this together. Please do not skip this step. You need to mix in between 1 minute or 30 seconds. The reason why I'm doing 1 minute is that this marshmallow is a large size. If you're just doing 1 pack of marshmallow, then you have to do every 30 seconds. But this is a very large size, so I can do 1 minute. So after mixing it really well, the next thing is to put it back in the microwave. I'm going to put it back again for another 1 minute. Then come back again and do the same. Stir it or mix it really well. So it's been 1 minute in total. I've been heating this in the microwave for 2 minutes. Now I'm going to bring the marshmallow out. Then mix it together. You really need to mix it in between. So you can see the consistency is changing. Now it's looking like ice cream, but there's still some lumps there. So I'm still going to put it back in the microwave, but I'm going to give it a very good mix before doing that. So I really mix it, because the more I mix it, the more the marshmallow will melt. That's why it's so important that you follow this step, because you don't want to overheat your marshmallow. And while mixing this, try and scrape from the bottom, mix it together really well. So now I'm going to put it back in the microwave, but for 30 seconds, because I just have a little bit of lumps. So I'm not going to be heating this for 1 minute, just 30 seconds. In total, it took 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and it's been 30 seconds. Now I'm going to open the microwave and take it out. Then mix it again. You might find a little bit of lumps, but when you mix, the lumps is going to melt down because of the heat from the marshmallow. So keep mixing until you no longer find any lumps, which is what I'm doing. So please follow this step. So you can see what it's looking like now. There's no longer lumps. The lumps has all dissolved. That's what you want. You want something that looks like ice cream, but it's not ice cream, it's marshmallow. So I'm still mixing it, making sure there's no lumps, and this is the consistency I'm getting, something runny. So next I'm going to be adding the corn syrup. And I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. What the corn syrup does is that it helps it stretch the more. It helps the fondant stretch the more. So that's why I'm adding it in. After adding the corn syrup, next I'm going to be mixing the icing sugar into it. I have this icing sugar, 1000 grams that I sieved. I did that off the camera to save time. You need to sieve your icing sugar to avoid any lumps. You have to make sure that your icing sugar is smooth, there's no lumps. So I'm adding in the icing sugar into the marshmallow. I'm going to gently mix the icing sugar in. And as I'm mixing it, I'm going to be adding more icing sugar. And I've sieved another icing sugar separately, 1000 grams. So in total, I'm going to be using 2000. I don't know if I'm going to be using all the icing sugar, because whenever I'm doing this fondant, I always eyeball the recipe or the ingredients. I never measure it, but because I'm making a video, I'm measuring it. So I might not use all of it. Let's just watch and see how it goes. And the reason why I'm mixing it in the bowl first is that this is so messy and very sticky. So you want to mix it in the bowl first before you pour it in the work table and start mixing or start kneading. It's very messy. So that's why I am starting from the bowl, then transfer to the work table. So which I'm doing now, I'm cleaning up my work table. Then I'm going to take the shortening and rub in the work table. This is going to stop it from sticking to the work table. Please, you have to do this. If you don't have shortening, you can use butter. It's still going to do the same thing. The reason why I'm using shortening is because it doesn't have any color to it. So I'm pouring some icing sugar in the work table. This step is also important because this is so messy. You want to pour the icing sugar. That is going to help it as well. So I'm pouring in the marshmallow. Pour it, all of it, from the bowl. Scrape the bowl if possible. Have the next bowl of icing sugar, which is 1000 grams, a kilo. I'm going to keep that aside. You need to make sure that all your icing sugar is close to you, because when you start mixing this, your hand will be messy. You wouldn't have the time to go look for it. So keep it close to you, very close. So now this is the messy part. Be ready for this. So with my clean hand, my hands are clean, I'm going to start mixing or folding in. So you see the way I'm doing it, you lift it up and you fold, lift, fold, or push in. You keep repeating this process until you get what you want. This process takes between 1 to 10 minutes. If you don't like the dust that comes out of the icing sugar or the taste of icing sugar, it's best to wear a face mask. Because while I'm doing this, I was wearing a face mask because this icing sugar is very dusty. And you're going to taste it in your mouth if you're not wearing a mask. But if you like the taste, just ignore what I'm saying. I'm folding it. I'm going to be adding icing sugar, and I'm adding as I fold. You don't want to dump all the icing sugar there because you might not need all of it, because as I said before, I've always done this, eyeball it, I never measure anything. So you fold, you add icing sugar, you fold. Even when you know the measurement, it's best to fold and add, because then you can control the consistency and the texture that you want. So I'm still folding it in and I'm adding icing sugar as I fold. With this fondant, it tastes delicious and yummy, better than the one you buy from the shop. And if you're into cake decorating, this is going to save you a lot of money. Yes, and very easy to work with, so stretchy. You can stretch it when you're covering cake and it wouldn't tear on you. This is what it's looking like now. It's come together, it's formed something like a dough, a firm dough. So this is what you want. This is the consistency or the texture you should be going for. With this, it's best to allow it to rest between 1 to 3 hours before using it to cover a cake, or even better the next day. And when you bring it out the next day, if it looks like it's too hard, just pop it in the microwave, warm it up for 30 seconds and it becomes soft again. And if it's too hard again, you can add 1 tablespoon of water and it will become softer. So depending on how you want it, but you don't want it too soft, because if it's too soft, when you're rolling it, it's going to be sticking to your work table. So you can see how I am stretching it. Did you see how stretchy that is? So stretchy. It makes your work easy. As a cake maker or a cake decorator, you need a fondant that is stretchy like this. Did you see how stretchy that is? And it's not sticking to my hand. That is the best texture you should be going for. So please, if you've not been making your fondant yourself, try this recipe. I learned this from YouTube 5-6 years ago, and since then my life has been easy covering cake. Before making my own fondant, I was buying fondant from the shop, using it to cover my cake. On the process of covering the cake, the fondant would just tear apart. It was making my life difficult. I almost gave up in covering cake. This fondant, you're going to enjoy covering cake. To store the fondant, you can keep it in a dry place for 1 to 2 months and nothing will happen to it. You can see me using my hand to drag it and my hands are coming out clean. That's the texture you should be going for, the right texture. You don't want it to be too soft or too firm. And you can see me dragging it with my hands and my hands are coming clean. Please remember this when making your own fondant. This fondant is so easy to work with. You can see me stretching it. So that's the icing sugar that is left, and I've measured it is about 70 grams. All the measurement that I use in making this fondant, I'm going to list on the description box, so please check that out. Next, I'm going to take the shortening and I'm going to rub on the fondant. This is going to help keep the moisture and stop it from sticking to the plastic bag that I'm going to use to wrap. And you can wrap this in a plastic bag and keep it in a dry place for 1 to 2 months. This is how to make fondant at home to cover your cake and also decorate the cake. With this fondant, you can color it with any color that you like, from red, blue, black, name it. But please, it's best to use a gel color. You don't want to use the water-based color. The gel one is better. So please feel free to color it if you want to color it. I hope this video was useful to you and I hope you've learned how to make fondant from this video. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end. To my old subscribers, thank you. To the new one, thank you so much. And thank you to one of my subscribers who requested for this video. Thank you so much. I know the video is coming late. I'm sorry, but the video is here now. So thank you so much. If you're new here, you've not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload, you will not miss it. And I upload video every week, so please subscribe. There's new recipe to show you. I love you all, and I will see you in another one. Bye bye.